It's where I've been and who I am, all the ways I've grown. Blood and the sweat, tears and regret made me hard as stone. On my own, put the work in, yeah, I earned it, it's my destiny.
All right guys, it's Myles from English Racing here. We are here at PRI 2023, and this is the world's fastest Acura Integra. So I grew up in the Dominican Republic. I had an Acura Integra down there that I did a bunch of stuff to, and then my mom and I moved to the United States and to the Pacific Northwest. I ended up buying this car, which was literally a 100% as stock as they come. Here I didn't know anybody, so my thing that I do is I went to the racetrack and I raced, turned into a real big rabbit hole. Once I started working at English Racing, build a lot of cool fast stuff, and I ended up, turboing it, 500, 600 horse. It just went exponentially like this as you go. TX2K 2014. So that was the first time I had ever taken the car to a big event, and we went there, we took a couple customer cars there, and I raced a couple of cars. I raced like an 880 horse Corvette, and it got posted on 1320, and that was the start of it. Like, it turned into like, this Integra just gapped this Corvette that supposedly makes 800 horse, and it was like, that was the start. That was the start. It was a front wheel drive car, made 740 horse. No one had made like a front wheel drive car on like a normal street tire work. And I just took what the drag guys would say that they would do, and I was like, oh, I think I can maybe do that. And traction control, all that stuff kind of came in play later on, but I started doing small things, made more power, did this, did that, did some aero, did all these things, and I just kept pushing myself. I feel like if you're trying to build a car to beat somebody out of spite or to go for a record or go for that, you're not getting the enjoyment out of it. TX2K, you go there, you have one Honda and you have $1 million worth of other cars that you're racing, and I think that's what brought the underdog. Is this guy's out here in a Honda, right? And he's racing 1,500 horse Corvettes, 1,500 horse GTRs, Lamborghinis, all that stuff. And it's like a lot of people relate to the Hondas because they had one. And I think that's why a lot of people relate to it, and it becomes this big underdog. So I had built this splitter years ago. The only thing that held the splitter to the front and the front was the tape. We don't call it gaffer tape here, we call it like duct tape, or this is Gorilla tape. Now it doesn't need it, and then now it's turned into like a signature. And then over the headlights, I was stuck at like 179.5 miles, and I taped up the headlights and I got 181. So I'm like, was it that? Did I do something good? I didn't have enough data back then to be like, oh yeah, like it was definitely the tape. Obviously Honda knew, because this is a 94 front end. The 98 Plus came with flush headlights. So they must have did something, they must have known something. I'm gonna go with that, yeah. Valve springs, cams, valves, a 4-piston ported head, BME rod and piston combo with a Darton sleeves. The machining and everything's done at Howard at AR Fab. I have a special like head gasket combination here that Ken from Extreme Turbo Systems helped me out with, 1,350, 1,400 horse. It would just blow water out. So every cylinder head stud has an individual dowel that's almost 2 inches long. That actually keeps this thing together. Like a lot of people at that point, once they're above 1450, 1500, they switch to a billet block. Well, I don't have billet block money at the time. It's a full wet block and head. So most people at this level are solid block, welded head. So I've been able to keep that because I like to drive the car. You can't drive a solid deck block around. So I have a billet block that's gonna go in the car and this will be the first year I go into a race season with a spare motor, which is crazy to me. Inlet manifold is a Skunk 2, 8 2600cc ID injectors, Precision 8085 turbo, 75-80 pounds of boost, Motec M1 ECU, John Deere Racing package, Motec PDM, competition clutch, PPG, 4-speed, all-wheel drive dog box, Speed Factory bell housing that's billet, drag cartel, transfer case with PPG hypoids and everything inside, drive shaft shop front, rear axles, and their driveline. So a 2-piece carbon driveline with their 5.9s and X4s in the rear. All-wheel drive stuff, find a 89 Civic Wagavan, and you take the rear diff and you put it in the car, and then you take a viscous and you can rebuild the viscous, which this has a 60K fluid in it, which at 1,000 horse is 50-50. So I dynoed the car unlinked on our dyno at 1,000 horse, 500 to the rear, 500 to the back. Now you could say it's 50-50, and it's not controllable like a R32 with electronics. It's a viscous fluid, so it's mechanical. Once it breaks away, it only allows so much power to go to the rear. 2021, 216 that year, I actually went 223 and a half, but I pulled the chute early and only went 215. So I know the car would go 225, 230 if I really wanted to do it again. If someone beats it, it might make me bring it back out of retirement to do that, and I don't know if I care for it very much again. Like, it's 220, 230 miles an hour in this car. It's like, do you really even want to go that fast? You know, I'm looking for 200 in the quarter right now, so it's been 195 so far. It was the first four-cylinder to ever go 200 and a half in like 2016 or 17. It went 213 front-wheel drive, is the fastest it's ever been, and that was when I had full aero package on it and rear diffuser, all that kind of stuff. And you look at the in-car video, the car's like solid straight. Like, it looks like you're going 80 miles an hour. I won TX2K this year. That was a big win for me, and it was the car that just stayed consistent and ran the race, made it all the way to the finals against a car that's been 7.1, 7.0 that was on 7 cylinders the whole time. Quarter mile wise, it's been 771 at 192, and that is the quickest Integra in the quarter mile. I found out yesterday I wasn't quite the fastest by about 0.5 miles an hour right now, so we got to get that one back next year. The pass before that was against Joel Granis, which the car's fast. It spun second gear, and when you spin as much as he did, you couldn't overcome, because, you know, I was trapping 192, he was going 210, 215, but it came back enough to where he could not get me. Again, an underdog story of the car that isn't the fastest. It's supposed to be there, but not supposed to win, and somehow came and won. And like, to me, it still gives me chills tonight.
I also heard you like to beat up on GTRs.
Yes,
and you
yes.
want to come to GTR Festival. It's just the rumor.
You know, if we can make that happen, that sounds kind of fun. But I know there's some real fast ones, so. One of the manual H pattern ones sounds like a good, I don't know, I think a 7.8, 7.9 manual GTR sounds like a good combo, unless, I mean, if you guys got to have a sequential, I get it, like, you know. I'm going to try my best to see you there, beat up on some GTRs, depending if it doesn't break after World Cup. That's the problem, right? So I got spare motor, yeah, it's the rest of the car sometimes, you never know, but I would love to there's a good chance we'll probably go, only because I have a really cool R34 we're building at the shop right now, and I think he'd want to go, so I would definitely see you there next year, one way or another.